What's up, good people? Welcome to another episode of Talk of the Shore. My name is Ralan Wardlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier. Yo, we're back another week, another episode. What's up, man?
I'm good. This is, man, I got a lot of emotions going on today, for real.
Jeez, busy day.
Busy day.
Woke up.
Look, if you're watching, you see, I'm usually not, let me tuck my chain in.
Be professional.
Let me tuck my chain in. But no, listen, I had some business to take care of today. Usually I'm wearing a little hoodie. It's something like that, but I'm a little more spiffed up today. If you're listening, pause. Go look on the YouTube, watch that whole episode, and then listen to the whole audio too. But, busy day. A lot of stuff went on this week.
Yeah, man. Just busy times, busy, It's been a busy week, but, it's been enjoyable. I've really enjoyed this week.
No doubt. So, as always, if you didn't listen to last week's episode with head coach of the men's basketball team, Jason Crafton, please go on wherever you get your podcast, listen to your podcast, watch your podcast, and
share it with somebody, please.
Listen to everything and how he got his nickname of The Truth, which is, Paul Pierce has the nickname, but Jason Crafton was the originator. So, as always, you know how we start off things.
I got an HBCU fact of the day. Crazy day today, but I got a good one for you. Okay, here's your fact. What was the first HBCU owned and operated by African Americans? Do you know?
Nah.
Wilberforce University in Ohio,
Okay.
Which was founded in 1856, was named after William Wilberforce, who was first led efforts to abolish slavery. So that is my fact of the day for you.
That's what's up. 1856, Wilberforce, Ohio. That's
a
good.
dope name.
That's a dope name, Wilberforce.
It's like some punch to it.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
And so, as always, we have a guest. Sitting to my right. Now, this, by far, I think, is the most featured team.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I think this caps it off right here.
By far. And so we've had all our coaches. We've had our teammate / classmate, because they're the same age. But now we have another member of the volleyball team. To my right, libero Stella Johnson. What's up?
Hello, you guys.
How you doing, Stella?
I'm good.
Yeah, Stella's, this is light podcast. So
light podcast.
You're going to get called Stella. You know how it goes.
That's perfectly fine with me.
We don't always say Stella. We say Stella sometimes.
I'd feel weird if you called me Stella.
It's formal.
It just wouldn't be natural.
So, Stella, how are you doing?
I'm good, It's almost Friday,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Ready for the weekend, last weekend of practice, finishing the semester strong. COVID and everything,
Absolutely. So, as always, we start the show off. Where are you from, Stella?
Newport News, Virginia.
Newport News, Virginia.
Yeah.
Now, shout out to Newport News.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Can you explain Newport News in 3 words?
You want me to explain it in 3 words?
3 words.
Yeah. This may be tough.
Newport News in 3 words. City.
Okay.
Let's say fun and bipolar because of the weather. Definitely bipolar.
So city, fun, and bipolar. Well, you said bipolar because of the weather. Because of the weather, excuse me. What about the city and the fun? Why would you say that for Newport News?
City and fun because where I live, it's kind of basically it's way different than here. So I could go to Chick-fil-A and it's only 5 minutes down the street, where if I wanted to go to a real Chick-fil-A, it's 45-minute drive. And so that's how I city and country are 2 different things for me.
Putting shade on the campus Chick-fil-A.
Just a little shade.
They don't have breakfast.
They don't have breakfast.
I don't understand that.
They don't have shakes. They have nothing.
Low key.
But if you're gonna have a Chick-fil-A, you gotta have the breakfast.
Yes. What do you put on your biscuit?
Jelly, grape jelly.
See, I go with the biscuits.
Okay.
I go strawberry jelly, but the chicken minis, I go honey.
Ah, my God.
I'll have to try something new then, because I've never heard anyone do that.
Honey on the chicken minis, that's next level right there. But when you said Newport News, Virginia, I got 3 words for Newport News.
Oh,
Give
gosh.
it to me.
Allen Iverson, baby.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. That's all I need. Allen Iverson, baby.
Only you, Ralan.
Isn't he-
Only you.
That's where he's from, right?
Yeah.
Isn't he retired now?
It don't matter. Well, we not gonna have that. We not gonna have AI disrespect on here. Like
I'm just asking.
we not gonna have. Hey, listen.
I'm just
I'm
asking.
telling you, I moved some furniture about Allen Iverson, dog.
Oh my goodness.
I was wearing big T-shirts. I tried to grow my hair out, get some braids, didn't work.
We see.
We see.
No, I'm talking about when I was a kid, when he was in the league. I was trying to grow my hair out. My brother grew a fro out, everything.
So what happened to you?
I had to stop growing. My dad had everybody in my family could grow an afro. I just couldn't. My brother had a nice fro. He got braids, cut his hair, and grew it out again. And I remember growing that out. And he had braids, and I was like, "Yo, mom, can I get braids?" She was like,
Can I get braids?
That's commitment.
It's not long enough, so I couldn't get the braids. But I had the big shirts. I had some Iverson shoes I used to hoop in. I found one of my friends tagged me in a picture from when we was like 6th grade. I was wearing my Iversons, bro. Hey, I was that guy, bro. I'm sorry, man. You said
Die Hard
Newport
fan.
News?
I love it.
You should be an AI fan, Stella.
Just because I'm from Newport News?
Just because you from Newport News. Absolutely. I don't know if did he go to high school in Newport? No.
Yes.
He did? Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure.
That's what I mean. That's all I'm saying. Langston, you looking at me crazy.
I am, but sorry.
Crazy.
It just happens, man.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, look, that's a childhood thing.
I
Who's some of
guess.
your childhood? Like I don't think I've ever asked you this. And I'll start the conversation out like this with both of you. Who are some of your favorite athletes growing up?
Didn't really watch sports growing up.
I mean, Tiger Woods.
I didn't get into golf that early. I didn't get into golf until 4th grade. That was when stuff started to go downhill with Tiger.
You were in the 4th grade when stuff started going downhill for Tiger?
It was 08. It was like what? It was what? No. No, I was in 4th grade, so I was like 9, whatever year that was.
What?
No, it's like I could. So when I was
But he was like on the top of his game, but things started going downhill just
Yeah,
about
like,
that time.
I-
So then
yeah,
he wasn't there.
yeah.
But
I mean, I
didn't
can see
really
that.
have any. In all honesty, I didn't have anybody. Oh, okay, I take that back. I had the Sports Illustrated posters, and they come with a poster, like a
Yeah.
double-sided poster.
Yeah.
Man, my wall in my
My wall
childhood
was
bedroom covered in posters of I had to just go pick between the two of which one I liked
You
and
gotta
which
do
one
which
I
side
like.
you
You
wanted to
like
do?
this time.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I had a couple of those, a couple football players, had a couple golf people up there. Michael Phelps was up there.
Michael Phelps is dope though.
But not anybody like,
Yo, this is my guy.
this is my guy. I don't have that guy.
What about you, Stell?
No one really particular, but I watched a lot of beach volleyball.
Misty
Probably.
May Carey Walsh?
Yes. When they were partners, yes.
That's a
yes.
dope deal.
But I mean, I didn't
Dope
start
deal.
playing volleyball till I was in 5th grade. So I mean, I haven't been,
Yeah.
don't have any really big idols, but those two are definitely the two people that I watch the most for sure.
Yeah. I don't really have idols. I got people I just ride for though.
Right.
We can tell.
Oh yeah, Allen Iverson gets rolled. I ride for Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? I don't take AI slander. No.
And you were on some basketball star the other week. You were talking about somebody.
Oh, LeBron. I don't take LeBron
Yeah,
slander.
exactly. LeBron.
I got a couple people I don't take basketball slander from. That's
Okay.
just a couple. I'm not gonna go into the list, but those two are on. it.
Why not?
Steph Curry too. Those three, nah. I got some other people, but we ain't got enough time.
Anyways, let's get back to our guest. Stella, so you said you started playing volleyball 5th grade. Kind of tell us about that journey, you got into volleyball and what kind of sparked an interest for you.
Volleyball. So volleyball wasn't my first sport. I actually started playing soccer in elementary school before I actually started playing volleyball. So I played both sports at the same time up until my freshman year of high school. And freshman year of high school, I tore my ACL and my meniscus playing soccer during high school volleyball season.
Oof.
So kind of a setback, but I didn't let it stop me. Came back, recovered in 7 months, and then kept playing volleyball. Just decided to just do one sport, something I knew that would take me to college. And so senior year was around May is when me and Coach Trevor finally signed the papers, and it was like one of the best days of my life. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Look. So what other schools, if any, like were you looking at, or was it kind of like, hey, I'm just, once Medalisa Shore came in the picture, you was like, hey, I like that coaching staff, I like the school, I'm gonna just roll with them.
So I had I wouldn't say a lot of schools, but I had like a board up with my parents just to keep track of all of them, because it was like at least 10. Mm-hmm. But the main ones are actually, funny enough, I was looking at Salisbury University. They actually reached out to me. I was like, okay, which was kind of weird because that was like right after Coach Trevor and I started like having a conversation. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Christopher Newport University. Mm-hmm. I actually looked at JMU.
Okay.
Let's see. There's another like NAI school in California, but I just was like,
you don't want to go that
as
far?
amazing as the coach was, it was just too far for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, and here it was like 2.5 hours. I was
Right.
like, okay, my family can come watch me. But what really stood out to me for UMES was just the coaching staff, and then the girls and my recruiting class was like, I really enjoyed the personalities. I was like, okay, I definitely can come in and contribute right away, because I didn't want to go somewhere and sit the bench when I knew I had more to offer. Mm-hmm. And Coach Trevor gave me that chance freshman year, so it was really exciting, and I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for this program.
That's what's up.
Dope.
So, like early on when you were a freshman playing, and then, you was a senior playing in high school and then freshman playing in college, what was the biggest difference from high school to college for you?
The biggest difference, it definitely was a transition, but in high school, I just thought volleyball was too easy. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like really competitive at all. I never felt like I was being challenged enough. I was good at what I did. Don't get I have that confidence in myself, but no, I wanted something more. I wanted something like I knew I could play at that high level early on, and my parents and my club coaches knew that as well, and so I was ready for it. So just the high quality volleyball was what really brought me in.
No doubt. So the high quality volleyball, the great recruiting class. What is it, would you say, just about the school in general that, was either a pleasant surprise or something that, you was like, hey, I can get used to this, outside of just, playing volleyball? Because obviously that takes a lot of time, but, you are a student first.
Right. No. What really drew me to the campus was small. I wasn't really looking for a huge campus that would take me 15 minutes to get to campus, I think the distance around the whole school is like 2 miles, right? Something like that. So, it was kind of like a really big circle, It's just kind of, you spend a lot of time with your teammates anyway. So it's like, here I felt like I got a chance to reach out to non-athletes and classes and stuff like that. Like today, actually, I talked to someone I haven't talked to in like 2 years since freshman year, and they're like, oh my gosh, how are you? Like, just checking in, especially with COVID. It's been really difficult to stay in touch with people.
Right.
Doing virtual classes, it's all been a challenge. And then being back, you're like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? Like, how's your semester going? Are they online? Are you actually in-person classes? So, I like that aspect of the school is it's not too big, it's not too small. It's kind of just a good in-between size for me.
That's what's up. So, well, I was thinking, because with the school being, I don't want to say small, but like close knit, what you just said when you was talking about the fact that we see other students and it's you all can easily intertwine. I think your team, you can kind of definitely tell that, because when you guys were playing, the crowds at you guys' games were always so.
Oh yeah,
they were
for sure.
They were invested. In you guys.
They're like, we missed watching y'all play this season.
Right.
They're like, are y'all gonna be back? I'm like, yes, we're actually gonna have a season. Y'all definitely are gonna have to come watch. As I said, we're hungry, we're ready to kick some tail, go win that ring. Just represent the shore as best we can.
I miss volleyball, man.
Me too.
Like,
You
geez.
tell it.
I think that was like my first college experience, like volleyball games, and I just got like super into them. Like I still don't understand it, but like,
It's totally-
like I know what a point is, and so it's like small
I
things.
can answer any questions if you have. Try me.
So
I'm here to help.
But like I really enjoy kind of experience because it's like it's a smaller sport that. It's only a team of maybe 12 people, tops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really small environment. And so, like, especially we get on a tear and we're like rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, H is super loud.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. I miss volleyball. Just having it around. That was my way how I got into the athletics department, just filming volleyball games.
Aw.
That's how it started.
Well, I'm glad we could do that for you.
But I'm like,
we're very entertaining to
there's
watch.
There's no more volleyball.
We're a very passionate team when it comes to playing volleyball, for sure.
Right. So you talk about your parents kind of coming to see your games. The games that I've always watched, the home games at least, your parents are always there.
Oh, yeah.
They sit in the same spot.
Yep.
Every game.
They always bring guests with
And they
them.
always bring us like, the Stella Cruz over there. But kind of talk about the relationship kind of with your parents and sports and kind of, what impact they've had on you.
Oh, my parents. I love my parents. They have done a lot for me. My dad actually had to work 2 jobs to help pay for volleyball, So it's like, and they never like told me like, you have to get a job or anything. Like they want you if you get the grades and you stay out of trouble, you play sports and you get to college, we'll help you out. Like
Right.
they're literally my number 1 fans. I would not be here today if it wasn't for them. I'm very grateful for the parents because y'all have met my parents. They're like they're the best. I don't know.
Your dad doesn't
Sometimes
sit
I'm just
down.
like, Mom, how do you know these people? I don't even know them like that. They're like, oh, they're my Facebook friend. I'm like, Mom, like everyone knows my mom, and she's just, she's like my parents are like I'm a combination of my parents. The outgoing, kind of can like talk to anybody.
Right.
Hold a conversation. So they definitely like gave me the personality and helped me be the person I am today. So I'm very grateful, and I wish I could do more for them or tell them wish I could help more for them.
I think being here and handling your business
Yeah.
is
Right.
what they want. Because your dad doesn't sit down at games.
Oh
Does
my
it?
God.
He doesn't sit down.
Okay, it's been like that since high school.
He doesn't sit down.
Even at soccer games, you could hear that man on the sideline.
I'm here
yelling at the ref.
for it. I'm here for it.
I mean,
I'm here for
he's
it.
in if me and my brother or sister, no matter what sport we played, like my brother played maybe a year of lacrosse, and that man did his research. He was invested. So like no matter what we did or what we wanted to do, we had like the full support of both of them.
That's what's up.
And like even my brother played for a year lacrosse. We would go to the games knowing we didn't know anything about lacrosse. Let's just say my brother spent a lot of time in the penalty box, but it was fun to watch, and just like our parents going hard, like cheering no matter what.
There's a penalty box in lacrosse?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like hockey? Like how hockey has a
Yeah,
penalty
it's like
box?
a mix of hockey.
Oh, I know nothing about lacrosse.
Yeah,
Me either.
I think it's a mix of hockey and soccer a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like a mix of both. I'm like maybe 90%.
I don't look. I know nothing about lacrosse. I do enjoy.
either.
It's a good movement of the game though. I like
Right.
the way it's.
It's
any,
not
any
very,
sport
like,
that you
slow.
don't understand, kind of like basketball, lacrosse, soccer, like the games that move. Even volleyball, like
Right.
the games. It's like you can pick up on them quick. But if you take somebody to like a football or a baseball game, if they don't understand the game, they
Get
will
lost.
be lost
Oh yeah.
immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever tried to explain like golf to somebody who just really didn't understand?
It's so hard.
Yes.
So
He
hard.
said yes.
So hard.
It's
They
like-
I
just
don't understand
it.
golf. I can understand the concept of it, but don't quite fully understand.
Yeah, I mean, like it's in the simplest terms, it's not very tough,
Yeah.
Right.
but
There's like bits and pieces. on top of
there's
it
bits
that
and
make it-
pieces that could really get confusing. Which with any sport, because I remember, because volleyball, I was like, oh, I'm good, and then I remember we were at a game on the road, and I heard Heather say zone 5. go to,
You
and I'm
said,
like,
what is
the
that?
world is zone 5?
What do we call it players now?
I'm like, and then,
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
it was like, because I remember, and then Trevor kept saying, yo, back row attack, back row attack. I'm like, what is he talking about?
You're just sitting there like,
I'm like, I just see,
what's going on?
like, yo.
It's another language. And if you don't speak the lingo, you will be lost.
We don't. But I do.
But you have to ask questions to
I don't know the
understand.
zones, but I do know what back row attacks are now.
I'm so proud of you, Ralan.
I do know what back row
It took you how
attacks
long?
No, it took me. I mean, once I was like the first year I was here, like we still had math, so I wasn't like having to know all the technical
Right.
stuff. But last year, when I had to learn more technical things, you know, for writing recaps, the zones. I you guys have the zones, but it like I do know back row attacks now, and so I know a little bit more.
Can we tell you what the zones are real fast?
Yeah, tell me the
Okay,
zones.
so the
Tell me
zones
the
are like serving zones. It's just basically spots on the court where, like, say Coach Heather says zone 5, she would hold up her clipboard and give me the number, and if I was serving, I would like serve to that spot on the court. Basically,
Oh, so it's locations on the court.
locations.
Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
You got it.
Wow, well, that explains a whole lot for me.
And I did learn this before I got here. I did learn what side out was. I did learn
Oh,
that.
I'm so proud of you, Ralan.
Listen, man, I've always enjoyed watching volleyball. You know, and when I was playing it in PE, nobody could touch me.
Nobody could touch
Nobody
me.
could touch me in PE volleyball.
That was always my favorite part of like gym class, the volleyball
I hated
section.
volleyball in gym class.
Really?
Yes.
Because everybody else can't play.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay,
it's
yeah.
fun. So like I'm a really patient person when it comes to people, but I one time I asked like my teacher, I was like, can I just sit out
Right.
for a little bit? I said, I don't think I can do this right now.
And see, I think like sports like volleyball, football, basketball, softball, baseball, if you're doing them in PE and there's so many people out there who like can't do it, you just kind of get frustrated.
Oh yeah.
But sports like golf, because everybody's bad, like
Right.
when they start,
It's more enjoyable.
it's more when you actually know how to do it, you get more enjoyment out of seeing them get better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Versus in volleyball, just move.
Just get out the way.
Just get out of the way.
Move.
You're in my
I
way.
got it. Move.
You're just in my way. So I mean, I can feel you on that. I can PE class, man.
Right.
Takes you back, right?
Well, let's go back since we're on the school subject. So you came to the Eastern Shore. You're obviously a student athlete playing volleyball. Let's talk about the academic side. What are you majoring in?
I'm an exercise science major.
Exercise science.
Yes.
Nice.
Where are you trying to take exercise science?
Well, I haven't like officially decided what I want to do after, but the goal is possibly become a physical therapist or a chiropractor.
Well, we got a program for that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I have thought about it. I know I'm not 100% sure yet. I definitely have time. I'm in no rush to like, oh, this is what I want to do. But I know it's something I definitely need to decide soon in the next year. But you know, I'm just kind of enjoying the time I have left. You know, I mean, I can take a 5th year, you know, and come back, you know, and play. Because once volleyball's over, it's over. You don't get this chance back.
Right.
So I mean, I have to consider those things. I mean, academic wise, that's about it. I do want to go to grad school, but I just don't know where. So
Yeah. I started looking. This summer coming up. This is the summer I started to like look into grad schools and what would be, you know, kind of what the requirements are. Do they need to take the GRE? Those kinds of things. So
Right. I started sophomore year.
Yeah,
and it just made
you're
it
ahead of the
easy.
game.
Yeah, he did. I was junior. It was in between my junior and senior year because I knew I had that whole year because
Right.
you know, like you have usually that first semester. That's when people are starting to, you know, apply and things like that. And that's I reached out via email to the grad school. I was thinking about going to. They got back with me and talked with me. So you know, over this summer you can kind of start looking at like if you know you want to go to grad school, especially if you know you want to go, like start exploring which ones are. You know,
Oh yeah,
good
for sure.
you.
I mean, I've definitely. Don't get me wrong. I have looked. It's just where do I want to go? Do I want to go in state? Do I want to come back here for another
It's a process.
So I mean, yeah, it's a process. Also, it's another conversation that I also have to have with my parents. You know, do I move out? Do I stay with them during grad school? You know, it's kind of there's a lot of factors going into everything, and especially if I have 2 more years here, then I mean, I really don't want to like rush into something and regret my decision.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
It's a very good time. You know, you're in a good situation. You're in a good, positive thing. The thing, I guess, because some people like, oh, I know I don't want to go back to school. You at least know that you have grad school as in your
like
mind.
Aspirations.
Yes. So trust me, that's more than what.
I believe it.
I kept it simple. I just did it in my free time and just Googled like different programs I wanted to look at. Just do it for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I found the grad school I went to off Google. Like I just Googled good programs, what I wanted to do, and boom. And then now, Langston, how far is College Park for you? Like
from home?
Yeah, from home.
All right, from home it's like 20 minutes. From my new place it's like 12 minutes away.
Oh wow.
Okay. Now me, I went to grad school 9 hours from the house.
So that's a big difference.
Right.
9 hours from where I grew up, about 10 and a half from where I went to college. So I was ready for that. Like I wanted to get away, and it was good except the snow.
Yeah, I mean, some people are good being away.
I don't do the snow. No.
Oh yeah,
know,
not a big snow person.
I will tell y'all this: if you're in a Midwest area like Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, the snow is not as daunting as it is here because they're ready for it.
Right.
So I remember, 6 inches, that's nothing.
You come here, 6 inches, people are like, oh my God.
That's like in Virginia, like snow days. There's an inch on the ground and school's canceled.
The kids can't go to school. It's unsafe.
Buses can't get through on the roads.
Man, South Carolina, they look up. It looked like it's going to snow. Oh, we ain't not going. We not going. It looked like, no, we not going. Too many back roads. We are not messing around with that snow. But when I was there, it was kind of, because snow doesn't stop anything there. So, but the entire campus, roads, everything, like, out of the way. So, I mean, it's just like walking to class. Like, it's just the only thing is like, it kind of makes you can't like cut across the grass. I mean, I'm not a cut across the grass kind of guy unless I'm like running late. But sidewalks, everything was easily deal with it. And then too, even businesses and restaurants, everybody, they know.
Right.
So everything's equipped, like heaters outside and bus stops have heaters. Like they're ready for it. So like I'm not saying go up to like Minnesota.
Right.
Or something like that.
I don't know.
That's up there.
That is
I don't know about that. That's a little cold.
and
Too
unusual
cold.
punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With that snow. But Indiana wasn't too bad. Well, at least where I was at. Now, the other parts up there near Chicago, another level.
Yeah.
Just get the lake effects.
No, I'll probably go south.
Yeah.
Yeah, go south, man.
I'll
go
definitely
south,
be
man.
going south.
Go south. Yeah, because do you all consider yourselves Southern? Like, y'all consider yourselves the South?
I don't consider Virginia
Depending on who
South,
you're talking
but
to?
I think they do. I think Virginia does, but
Barely.
yeah, it just barely. There's a fine line.
See, the reason I don't consider Virginia the like true South is because like the northern part of Virginia, they're like so much different than the southern part of Virginia.
Oh no, you're totally right on that.
And so it's hard to just say, oh, Virginia, because if you meet somebody from like DMV area, like that's like 10 minutes outside, like Alexandria or something like that, like they don't. Oh, we're not you country bumpkins. You know what I mean? We are not you all. But then once you start getting to Richmond and you keep going further down, then they have a different level. So Virginia's kind of,
I think it depends where you live.
It depends on who you talk to.
You gotta cut it in half.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You like trying to cut states in half. Most of the time, like, there's no question. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida,
South.
Arkansas, that's South. But Virginia's kind of on the edge.
It's like an in between.
I know, especially like was it 7-5? The area you're in,
757.
Oh man,
They
have their own thing going on.
Let me tell you, people down there, they're interesting.
They got pride in their area code.
Oh yeah, they do.
Look at her.
I don't know.
They got pride in that area code, man.
No, there are people that have literally 757 tattooed on their arm, and I say, huh? I don't claim 757, so I don't.
Not that hard.
I just live there. I went to high school there. That's it.
They can't claim that 757 that hard. They got tattoos on them. I'm like,
it's on the license plate. It's on they got the decals on the car. It's everywhere.
Shout out. I want no problems. I said I want no problems with 757 because if y'all repping that hard, I can only imagine. Y'all got it.
It's kind of like New York. Like New York people always wear. They don't want to wear anything else. It's always New York. Everybody else wear everything else. 757 is always
757. They may as well be their own little Virginia.
Right. That's how, honestly.
They their own little Virginia up there. So there it is. For those of you at home who don't know what the 757 is, it's the eastern part of Virginia near Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Newport News, Hampton.
Williamsburg is considered.
Suffolk, Portsmouth.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I said, really, Williamsburg? Yeah, and people were like, yeah, Williamsburg 757 too. I said, really?
That ain't the 757 we talking about.
That's no. That's the upscale stuff.
And I mean, technically, the Eastern Shore of Virginia is 757 as well, but because they got to go over that Chesapeake Bay Bridge, that's
a long bridge. Too.
It is so far. Like
I remember the first time I drove over that bridge.
Were you scared?
Oh, terrified. It was Thanksgiving.
Really?
It was Thanksgiving weekend. I had a former classmate of mine with me because he lived like literally right off the bridge, and we were going to Hampton. And my dad was like, "Oh yeah, you can drive. You can drive the car. You know, I didn't. You're good. You're prepared." Drove over the bridge, under the bridge. I got 18-wheelers flying towards me.
Okay,
the tunnel is scary if somebody's coming.
Oh,
like if you're driving in the tunnel and somebody else is coming.
Oh,
Raylan,
terrified! I got off that
bridge
and I pulled over. I was like, I'm done.
See, Langston.
No, tell him the story about coming back from our from a game, and it was night, and it was raining, and it was windy. What was it? The Greyhound bus. We were on a Greyhound bus.
The bus was literally. For those of you listening, like I'm swaying. Like the bus was doing that. That was coming back.
It was bad.
Remember, we were going to South Carolina State, and we left early, and then we got stuck in traffic.
Yes.
Right when you about to go in the tunnel.
Oh no.
And then the wind kicked up.
It's a no for me.
And then you start. I'm like.
It was an interesting.
I'm like, come on, and it was like half the team had never been on the tunnel.
Yeah.
So they shrimping. They are.
So they're all like terrified, and I'm like, oh, this is normal, but we were on a Greyhound bus, which makes it scary.
Like, you just kind of because everything feels like it's gonna tip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was, and it really. If we had just been stopped on the road part, it would have been fine. But I think it was like right before you
enter
the tunnel.
The tunnel. Mm-hmm.
So we were
it was bad.
You kind of like, it's like the beginning of a roller coaster. Like you kind of.
Right, you're sitting there.
Like, you're on the edge of your seat, like, what's happening?
You're just waiting.
Are we moving?
And so, that one was,
That's crazy.
I'm still not a big fan of driving on it, but buses, I've been on the bus too many times on it now, so it doesn't even.
I was going to say.
You're a pro.
Yeah, I don't even think about it. I'm actually more terrified of the Chesapeake on the bus. The one.
Really?
Because you're so high.
It's whatever. I just make sure the windows are rolled up. Give me an extra 3 seconds.
No, roll your windows down on the.
No, on the bridge. Oh, I mean, not
on the bridge.
No.
Why?
Now, you talking about the Chesapeake going to DC?
Yeah. All my windows are up.
That bridge is high though. I didn't even realize how high it was until I wasn't driving on it. Because the first time I went on it, I was driving, so I was just driving.
Right.
The first time I was on a bus looking, and we were going, and a cruise ship was going under the bridge.
Oh,
at the same
that would have
time.
freaked me out.
And so that's when I was like, hold on.
Oh, like, whoa.
And then we were nowhere close to that cruise ship. And I said, oh, this is different. But it's only like you're only on that 4 or 5 minutes. The tunnel going to Norfolk,
it's like, long.
That's 20,
it's like you
25.
go over anything, it's like, you're done, and it just keeps going. I'm like, Right.
My mental
That's like
is
half
like,
your trip.
like exactly. Once I get through the two underground tunnels, whether I'm coming or going, that's when I'm like, all right, cool. Like the rest is pretty normal, but I'm not a big fan of it. My dad came up here; he wasn't a fan.
You say that. Speaking of traveling and whatnot, what's your favorite like away game that you've had and that you've played, and what's your favorite home game that you played?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so my favorite. Okay, so a lot of them is just during preseason. I don't really have like a favorite like in actual season, just because we play the same teams over and over again. But no. So preseason, I love our home tournament. I definitely have to say that's one of our, just because like all of our fans are here and we have the support. Win or lose, it's just nice to be here and we don't have to like travel or go to a hotel. An away game. Oof. We were ready to go to FAMU, but we never made it there.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, I do like traveling to Howard for some reason. I don't know. I think it's just the city attraction to it. You know, it's different than Princess Anne, so it's kind of get to see the other side of it.
Night and day.
But I mean, preseasons. I can't really put my finger on it just because I like to travel anyway. But when we go play like the big schools, those are fun.
The home tournament is pretty dope.
Yeah, the home tournament has to be by far my favorite, though.
Right.
Even though I mean, if I was growing a lot of gray hair right now, I mean, I'm sure it's festering in my head. But if I was growing a lot of gray hair, I would probably get 2 to 3 that weekend.
Oh.
That weekend is jam-packed.
Oh, yeah.
Jam-packed.
I mean, I can only imagine what y'all do for us.
It's not just our schools. It's like 3 or 4
Well,
other
see,
schools.
Right.
that's the thing. It's not really it's not the game part. It's the hosting part.
Right. It's the prepping.
like-
and
Where do they
whatnot.
even stay when they come here? The Henson?
Some stay in the Henson. Well, I mean, it's kind of their prerogative.
Ah,
But
okay.
Some stay in
I
the
was
Henson.
curious.
Some stay in the Henson. Some will stay like Fruitland, like that right around at Denny's, Walmart.
Yeah, the
stuff.
Holiday Inn's
And then
right there.
now I do know some teams. I think it was a basketball team. They stayed all the way up by the mall in Salisbury, so they just get
Smart.
right on. They just get right on.
Food
13.
options are
More
closer.
food. They did
More
it for
food
the
options
food
are up there.
options. But yeah, no. I think that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of because what happens is usually I kind of condition myself to where when you guys are playing, I'm watching. I'm doing. Once you guys aren't playing, I like brain turns off.
Right.
But when you're hosting
Kinda
a
zone
tournament,
Your brain's
brain
on all
can't
the time.
turn off.
Right.
So I'm sitting here have to work Ryder versus Hampton.
No attachment to it.
And then they have the nerve to go 5 sets. Like, what are y'all doing? Get finished.
So do you get mad when we play 5 sets? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I mean, look, I'm not even gonna get into it, but I'm just, SIDs pray for.
You can be honest. It's fine.
We like for games to be interesting but quick.
Right.
So-
Especially if they're
Can't
like
promise
long
anything. Okay.
So yeah, like you can't. So it's like this, like. So for instance, as y'all will know, if y'all go win the first set and don't sweep, I'm more mad. I'm not mad. You could win 3-1. I'm like, why you didn't sweep them? We could have been out of here an hour and a half. We could have been out of here.
We're probably thinking the same thing, Raylan. Why didn't we just
We
sweep
could have been out of
them?
here half hour early. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? The softball, if somebody gets up 7 runs, yo, you need to get up 8 so the game could be over in 5
Right.
runs. Like, I'm not trying to, like, and that could be either side at some points. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm
And it
not
just
saying,
drags out.
I'm not saying I want you to go out there and get killed.
Right.
But, if you down 24-15, I don't want it to get 24-23.
Right.
Just end it.
Let's go home.
Just end it. So
He's had time to go.
that's kind of, I'm more of like that. I'm kind of thinking it's more of a time thing than anything. But I mean, it's kind of like because we can't cheer, air quotes.
Right.
It's hard to like during the game actually wrap yourself into like what's really going on.
I've realized that ever since I started with athletics, I haven't been in heights and watched a game minus 1 game. I lied. I worked that game too, and I was on vacation.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a game and just watched a game as a fan to watch a game.
Yeah, and you'll see, and I've noticed it's hard for me to just watch games now, like because you just kind of you get so used to like having to work, and then so sometimes it's just hard to like sit down and just watch a game. Like I remember we went to a Shorebirds game, and I was sitting there, and I think I had scored like over the course of that last week I had scored probably like 7 or 8 like baseball softball games. So somebody stole a base. I was so conditioned like with them stealing the base, like I looked down to like put the stolen base in the. I'm like, oh, I don't have to score the game. Like I was so like because I was so in. Like I hadn't sat at a baseball game and just watched it in so long. Like my mind was thinking and we were at Shorebird Stadium because we played there too.
Right.
Like I was conditioned. Like okay, cool. Oh snap! Somebody stole the base. Like punch it in. Like I don't have to punch it in. So so it kind of it gets a little tougher. So I don't. I mean, just for fun, I don't even like watching. I don't care what sport it is. I don't like watching to the end. I don't like watching basketball games till like the fourth quarter now.
Poor Ralan.
If I watch an NBA game, bro, I'm not watching it till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, because by then you already know who's going to win.
Well, or either,
for the most part.
Either A, I know who's going to win, or that's when I get to see the best players. Because you watch the first quarter and the fourth quarter. Because you watch the first quarter, starters are in. Mm-hmm. Those bench guys, I know who you are, but I don't have to watch you play. If you do something good, it'll be on SportsCenter. And then...
Why you gotta say that?
Right.
That is a fact. That is an absolute fact.
Shout out to all the bench players. Appreciate y'all effort.
First of all, bench, especially in basketball, bench players are super key. If you got a good bench, you can win a championship. But I'm not trying to watch y'all on a Tuesday night in the regular season. Now, in the playoffs, I'm watching all of it.
What's the difference?
It matters. I don't want to watch regular season basketball. I watch so much basketball for work.
You're right.
So much basketball.
You're right.
So much volleyball.
But it's like professional basketball versus college basketball. There's a difference.
I will actually watch college basketball before I watch professional. Full game.
I'll watch
because
college sports for
the pros would be a little too. It'd be a little shaky. I mean,
I agree
because it's so like the season's so long. Mm-hmm. The season's so long. I don't know. That's just. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but
that's a fun fact about him. He doesn't watch professional sports during the season.
During regular season.
During regular season.
Football. Now I watch football. You know why? It's only one day a week.
So you got
good point.
Sunday night football, Monday night football, Thursday night football. Oh yeah, technically.
I mean,
well, if you're watching just team football, like you're rooting for the Panthers, let's say. Yeah, one day a week. That's right. Washington football team is not anything, so like. But I can't cheer for him.
He said, "But the Panthers."
Do you have a favorite football team, Stella?
I do not actually. I do enjoy watching football.
I think you're geographically pretty close to the Carolina Panthers.
Am I?
Yeah, Charlotte's not that far.
I thought it was the Redskins.
They're not even a team anymore.
I know. I get made fun of all the time for calling them that, and I'm like, I don't remember. Like I just
they've been that forever. But I'm just saying,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is like, they don't. You want to be with a squad who doesn't have a team,
right?
Or you can be with the Panthers.
They're not colors. That good. But okay.
Raylan.
Teal, black.
They're not. He
just wants someone else to
Christian
talk and
McCaffrey?
support the Panthers with.
We got Christian McCaffrey, best running back in the NFL, and he's white. How many times have you said the best running back in the NFL is white?
What's You've never got to do with anything?
It has nothing to do with anything. But I love Christian McCaffrey because. When's the last time we've had the best running back in the NFL is white guy?
I don't know.
Never. It's never happened before. Till now. He was hurt last year. So y'all can have all you other running backs, have your time.
He said it's quiet this year.
C-Mac is back. C-Mac is back.
So confident.
He is. I love the confidence, Raylan.
I got to ride for my squad.
And then y'all are going to go what?
8 and 9 or whatever, yeah.
It'll be fine.
I'm not gonna give you all that, but okay.
We gotta. Bro, come on, man.
Y'all don't turn it on until like the last 3 weeks of the season.
Exactly.
When it counts.
Hence the reason why I watch the end of games.
Because it's when it matters.
Because it's when it matters. We show it when it matters.
His point was proven just there.
Can I
Thank you. Take a bow.
You
Take
just
a bow.
proved his point.
Thank you.
Because I just turn it off because Washington just doesn't play the fourth quarter.
The best part about that is at the end of the season when the Panthers get better, the Cowboys get worse.
Yeah, I don't like Cowboys.
I don't like Cowboys.
Yes.
I know that for a fact.
Cowboys get worse, Panthers get better. I just sitting back. It's like having a little Mai Tai on the beach with an umbrella hanging out.
Well, speaking of beach volleyball is coming to the shore.
Yes.
What do you think about the shore having some beach volleyball? Will be the first kind of HBCU
I say
in
finally. Finally. No, I'm so excited. And I hope I get the chance to either be a part of that program or help develop the program to be something great, because I have played beach before. I mean, it's been a while because it's been since high school, but I think it's a great addition to the school, and I'm really excited to see how far it goes. And Coach Trevor's going to do all he can to make it the best it can be, just like he's done with us. And I'm rooting for him, and I'm really excited to see where it goes and where it takes some of these girls and what people it brings in to UMES, So I'm really excited about it, and I hope I get the chance to play, even though I'm not ideal height or anything. I'm a little scrappy, so.
Well, with the perk of having an extra year eligibility might work out in your favor.
I hope so. That's also part of the reason I'm considering fifth year, because maybe I get that opportunity to play beach, and represent UMES not only on the court but in the sand as well, which would be a phenomenal opportunity, I think, and I would take advantage of it.
Dope. So we love a question here, a popular question. Quarantine entertainment, which has been the question of the season. How was your kind of COVID-19 pandemic entertainment situation? Did you have any shows, skills that you picked up or?
So what I did to entertain myself over COVID, basically, okay. I worked out a lot. Even though the gyms are closed, you were still able to go outside. Mm-hmm. I found a babysitting job. So I got to help this military family out because her husband was deployed, so she needed some extra hands. So I was doing school, working out, and babysitting all at the same time. So that was kind of all my entertainment wrapped in one. I didn't really I'm not that person to sit around the house. I like to be outside, or I like to be busy and doing things. So I just try to keep myself entertained as much as possible. I go to the beach even when you weren't supposed to. What are they gonna say? You gotta leave? Okay. I'm just driving around.
You could actually social distance at the beach a little bit,
right?
But people weren't following all the guidelines,
right?
That's what screwed
exactly.
it up. So,
and I think those people ruined it for those who were following the rules and doing what they needed to do. But people are people. People are going to do their own thing. You got to worry about yourself. You can't worry about other people.
For sure.
You can't control everybody's actions. You can only control the things you can control. So it is what it is. Was our biggest motto this year.
Any TV shows during the quarantine you picked up?
None. We definitely watched The Tiger King.
Oh.
You remember that one? Beginning of COVID. Oh my gosh, that was the talk of the town.
Never watched it.
Really?
No.
Oh, it was.
So it
wasn't the best show to watch, but because you had nothing else to do, it was the show to watch.
I'm the type of person who won't get into things until after other people get into it.
Tiger King was just weird.
It was weird.
And then people were saying it was weird. So I was like,
but it was also
why the hell am I going to waste my
funny.
time and watch this?
This is I think with every episode of Tiger King, I was like, this isn't real.
It was like, what is this exactly? What am I watching?
It just did not feel real. It was, I don't know, dog. But you do get Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin references. You do understand those?
Yeah, I do.
you gotta watch it now. You gotta go back and watch it.
I doubt it. I have so much stuff happening in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, no,
I have no
this
time.
this isn't like right now.
Right.
You know, Tiger King is not going.
It's not going anywhere.
Netflix will keep Tiger King. Okay. Tiger.
It was so popular.
It was.
It was a hit.
How did it get so popular?
I don't know. I honestly could not answer that question. I think it's because it was so different and no one, like, you didn't have anything else to watch.
Right.
You know, I think Netflix did a good job putting it out when they did because everyone just like, oh, this is new. Let's watch it.
I feel like it started on like March 18th. Like it was like right after the shutdown. And then Tiger King just
blew up,
popped down the scene and was like, here we are.
Well.
And I mean, it was weird. It was just,
I probably won't be watching it, unfortunately.
You won't miss anything.
You won't miss anything. Like, I mean.
I miss everything. And I just found out after the fact.
You really won't.
You watched Bridgerton. I didn't watch that.
I had to get told to watch Bridgerton by 3 different people.
I had to get told to watch Tiger King. The majority of the show, like, this is gonna sound crazy. The shows I look for are like opposite of my lifestyle. Drug dealers, Law and Order. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Law and Order.
Like outside of like Law and Order, I need people like selling drugs.
Well, you watch Criminal Minds, Ralan?
Absolutely.
That's the best show
Come
ever.
on, man. I need Scandal.
Scandal.
Like the show Scandal.
I watched How to Get Away with Murder. That was
good.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that
need,
was good.
you know what I mean? Like
and then it went off the air.
I need corrupt.
Right.
Like I need corrupt people.
Oh, House of Cards. Watch that show too until they cancel that show.
That's what I'm saying. But I need my shows to be corrupt. Like, you know why? Because it's an escape.
I think you might have a slight problem.
You said what?
You might have a slight problem. Just a little bit.
Yo, because here's the thing too.
See,
I feel like
admitting to your problems.
I feel like that. I feel like on shows like that, you have to become a better actor. Because if you're somebody who's never sold a drug in your life, right? You don't sell drugs, but you got to play a drug dealer. You really got to tap into your method acting. You got to watch people. You got to go talk to people. You probably got to visit prisons, and then for you to bring that out on screen. I think it's because of those shows I can really feel the acting chops of the people more.
Right. Okay.
Because most people who are drug dealers are not alive or, seriously, they're not alive. They're either in jail. So the only representation you can get from them in like everyday life for the majority of people is through screen. So when people can do that, it's like, man, this what's up. That's why I watch, show like some of the shows I pick up on, like Power and Snowfall, The Wire, Breaking Bad.
Snowfall, I heard that's good.
Snowfall is great. It is great. I watched the season finale this morning. I'm not gonna spoil it like people.
He was ready for that. He was ready.
I wasn't ready, but no, I finished. The season finale was last night. I watched it this morning because I'm not staying up late. And
oh man,
I don't stay up late anymore either.
What am I staying up late for? What am I staying up late for?
Unfortunately.
And so I watched the season finale this morning. It was a great season finale. I was looking for a little bit more, but they left a good cliffhanger there. But so yeah, like those shows, like because I never had a desire to sell drugs, but I like to see like, oh man, this is pretty intricate what they're doing right here. No, seriously, it's like I think it's the strategy of like the drug dealer,
like outsmarting,
and the cops. Yeah, it's like it's the back and forth for me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like sports. Like seriously, like I'm trying something. Like I'm going to zone 5. Are you gonna put your libero there? Are you gonna put,
well,
who we
depending on the rotation.
Exactly, depends on the rotation. How we setting up? You know what I mean? Is there a middle blocker we want to avoid? Is there a hitter we want to always set? How's our right side coming up? See, I know stuff now. I know stuff now, Stella.
You're doing so good.
I know stuff now, Stella.
That made me so happy,
shout out to my volleyball tutors, Trevor, Evan, and Heather. They really taught me a lot about the game. I appreciate that. Well, not just them. Volleyball team, those were my dogs in college.
Yeah.
Oh, those were my...
I was like, don't forget about us. We always checking in on Ralan because
we're always
like,
pulling
hey,
up.
Ralan.
Pre-COVID, they was, they was pulling up all the time. But, now we...
Now we just want to commit
But no, when I was in college, the volleyball team, they were always the coolest people. So, like,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, and I was using a lot of that's volleyball terminology. I'm learning some stuff.
You did good. No, I'm really impressed, actually.
Thank you. My heart has done well.
Oh my goodness.
I feel, I take it.
Jeez Louise. That's man. Wow.
I knew some stuff about volleyball.
I'm impressed.
I'm getting better.
Right?
I'm impressed.
That sounded good.
They
coming
did.
out.
No, it was
That did
really
sound
good. You did
coming
really
out.
well.
But I threw the zone thing in there because you just taught us that.
Right.
But the other stuff,
And that, right.
the other stuff I did have to learn through because I want to report on you guys better. I want to give any team.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
no. And
I want to
the only way you learn is asking and
see. I want the knowledge because when y'all get that ring,
Exactly.
Like you gonna get one too.
Manifesting
am.
it into the future. I love it.
first, y'all think I'm not cheering. I'm absolutely cheering.
Of course,
If they
we
win,
know.
If they
We
win
know deep in our
conference,
hearts that you
I
are.
get a ring too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't win a state championship in high school. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? None of that.
I understand.
I lost my class ring.
See, that's why I didn't get one. My mom told me I couldn't get one. She said I was gonna lose it. And I won a college
It's like
ring,
this.
but I'm not getting a college ring because I don't even have my major. But
I
on
have
the college.
I have a very good idea of where I think the ring is.
You just
When
haven't
you think
gone to
you
look
know.
for it
I don't know.
yet. Interesting.
Sorry, Mom.
It'll be
Dad.
like one of those things that just pops up one day when
Right.
you're cleaning or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
It'll be like, oh, that's where I put it.
Yeah, I have a really good idea, but I've also haven't been in my childhood. It's my childhood. I haven't been in that childhood home for extended period of time in a decade plus.
Oh,
So
well,
it's at
jeez.
it's at your home.
yeah. It's
Okay.
It's not in my apartment.
Oh, it's
here.
probably somewhere then.
It's probably on your
It's
bed somewhere, sitting in the corner. Cobwebs and all.
It may be. Who knows? But it'll pop up.
Dope. Dope.
So, Stell, last thing, you're here. We talked about your 5th year, and we talked kind of about grad school. So, all in all, where do you kind of want to see yourself going as Stella Johnson goes into this thing we call life?
This thing we call life. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really thought about school after school yet, just because right now everything just kind of be up. Everything's a question. Everything's an unknown. I'm kind of just trying to take it day by day. Trying to learn more of what I'm good at, what I want to do, because what can I see myself doing in the future? Because I don't want to just have a job where it's oh, I'm just doing this job to have a job. I want to do something that I love and am passionate about, and I want to continue learning and exploring and growing in. I don't want to just throw myself into something and be this isn't what I really want to do. I mean, I know people now that are like my mom has friends who went back to school to do something that they love and missed out on. I don't want to be that person, but I want it's never too late to do something you love, for sure. But I mean, I really don't know what I'm gonna do after school. And I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it's I honestly could not tell you. But I mean, all I know is I know I'll be successsul in what I put my mind to.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Living in the moment.
Chris Rock has a bit called about jobs versus careers, and he was kind of talking about if you have a job, you hate going to your job, but if you have a career, you love
Exactly.
going to your career.
And I want to have a career. I don't want to just have a job.
Work on getting in a career. That's obviously it's Chris Rock, so he had jokes and stuff.
Right.
In it. But the core of what he was saying was
Exactly.
do what you love to do, and you won't feel like you're working. Because someday I thought about that one day because I was I remember I talked to you. I was like, man, these weeks are just kind of going by.
Right.
Because I was enjoying. You're enjoying
Right. Exactly.
what you do.
You're doing something
But
you enjoy.
If I was doing something I didn't like,
Oh man, tell me about
I
it.
would.
Ooh.
I will tell you,
It'd be struggling to get to 2
something I
o'clock.
have always wanted to do is coach. Coach volleyball. Even if it's a grad position somewhere or, take a year off, get my roots settled somewhere and start coaching a high school team or a club team. I know me and my dad have that conversation all the time. I've always wanted to be a coach somewhere, make an impact on someone's life.
Sure.
So, I mean, that I know I want to do for sure. Who knows when it will happen? But
Well, for anybody who's looking for a
right,
coach,
I'm
she's
ready.
putting it out there.
Right there.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like I have the personality. I mean, so I'm ready to coach whenever. But I definitely, that's the one thing I know for sure that I want to do after school is coach.
Oh, I have one more question. This is like a volleyball question. So, obviously you're a libero. Mm-hmm. For the people listening and watching at home.
Oh my gosh, what is a libero?
Can you tell them what a libero is? Because they're gonna be like me the first time they go to the volleyball game and say, "Why is that person wearing a different color jersey?"
Yeah.
So, explain to the people what a libero is.
A libero is basically a defensive specialist. So you don't play front row. You're in the whole time, but you play defense for the middles. So you're basically I wouldn't say the best passer, but you're supposed to be like the best passer, best leader on the court. You're just supposed to be the playmaker, basically. Mm-hmm. Get the things that people think are impossible. Mm-hmm. And we get to wear a different color jersey, so it makes us stand out even more. But I mean, liberos I think are they're definitely one of the hardest positions. Mentally, I believe, because, you're in the whole time and you're constantly thinking about what's happening on the other side of the court, not just on your side of the court. You have to be aware of who's next to you, what this person's going to do. Are they going to, miss the ball? Do you have to cover? There's a lot going on in your mind. So trying to balance, the mental aspect and the physical aspect, they kind of go hand in hand. But it's definitely a hard position to play. But I wasn't always a libero. I was a setter before I became a libero. So I have respect for all positions. But I became a libero because I didn't like the passes I was getting as a setter. So I was like, okay, let me step up and be that person that can lead my team to success, basically. So.
Setter's tough.
Setter's
tough. Well, okay, for those
all positions are equally hard. Do not get me wrong.
It's a different kind of tough.
Let's just say setting, you're basically the quarterback.
Yeah, you're setters are like quarterbacks. Yeah, setters are like quarterbacks. So they have to. You gotta get the ball in the right position for people to be successful.
Yes.
So setters, you're not gonna air quote score a lot, but you're gonna get a lot of assists.
Yes.
So if you don't like getting assists, don't be a setter.
Yep.
But
it all starts with that first pass.
It all starts with the first pass, which comes from
most
of the time the libero. But I tell people who are friends of mine who have daughters, I tell them if you put them in volleyball, what you just said makes sense. Start them off as a setter because setters get the ball.
Yeah.
Every time.
You also learn the game.
They
exactly.
They get the ball a lot. They always get the ball, and it makes them have to learn the game and know angles and things of that nature.
You get the mutual respect for all positions,
Because
also you have a lot of responsibility as a setter.
Yeah.
Right.
You do. You really do.
So it's so I say start them as setter, and then they can kind of go from there depending on because especially when they're younger, because 9 times out of 10, unless you're Mari and you've been 6'8" since you were a kid, you don't really know if you're gonna be the height you're gonna be. So if you play setter, which you can kind of go from setter to libero or defensive specialist, your height is not as it's not as height.
Right.
You're never gonna see a 5'7" middle blocker.
Unless they jump out the gym.
No,
you're absolutely right.
Most of the time, 5'7" people aren't gonna be setter. Gonna be middle blockers.
Right.
They could be a setter. They could be a DS or libero, or they could be
right side.
Yeah,
outside.
That one.
Yeah,
outside. Right side. Outside.
Height is at volleyball. Yeah, you can be tall, but
and Mari also. Mari, I know you're not 6'8".
Women's volleyball tournament's been going on in the Final Fours tonight. Mm-hmm. So sitting like I've been watching it. I've been watching the whole tournament. So like just seeing the different heights of these girls, like even in my position, there's a girl who's like 5'11" who's playing my position. I'm like, okay. And then you have a 6-foot setter, you know. So I mean, height does not define your position.
It doesn't.
I mean, I know bigger schools want taller girls because I just think they're probably just more physical. But
I've seen some tall girls who can't
right,
play.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They just
height
can't
does
move.
not define you in volleyball at
Yeah,
all. You can play any position as
Yeah.
long
it's-
as you're willing to put the work in
Yeah.
and time. Like you can literally be successful at any position.
It's like it's versatile with positions you can play, but when you get to college, it gets kind of weird because that's when college is when they start trying to put you at certain spots because of your height.
Right.
Right.
Which is why I say early on, kind of let them.
Well, I asked my club coach really early in life. I was like, I want to go play in college. What position do I need to be good at in order
To go to college.
to be successful and get to where I need to be to get a scholarship? And she was like, well, you're not quite tall enough to be a setter. She goes, but because of your athleticism, you definitely could be a libero. And so I just spent all my time learning and, you know, absorbing all information, you know, getting those extra reps before and after practice to make sure I was successful. And, you know, I just made sure I outworked everybody in the gym when I could.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, that's how you do it, folks.
Get those volleyball lessons in.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like even now, I mean, nothing's changed now. Like even this semester, I have even with going through quarantine at least 4 times, you know.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, going back through the process and getting back in, stopping and going, you're still hungry to touch the court, you know, and get the extra reps in because it's just been a weird semester, stopping and going, and you know, it takes time when you stop and go, you know, away from those extra reps that you could be getting, you know. So I mean, it's been difficult, but I know our team has persevered and we are so strong and we're so ready for next semester. You can see it and we're ready for this semester just be done and over with and come back stronger and get that ring that Ralan keeps doing. I mean, no, we're definitely ready to go. And I'm excited to see because I know for the freshmen it was really hard this semester, you know, it being unusual that we didn't get to have a preseason and so, I mean, a lot of adjustments, it's a new normal that we had to get used to, but I'm definitely ready to see, all the growth that we've taken and learned this semester and put that towards next preseason and, you know, hit the ground running.
Right. All right. So I have the absolute final question.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to as far as you kind of told us what you're looking for from your teammates. What are you looking forward to the fans coming back, hopefully in Heights Arena to watch some volleyball?
I can't wait to be back in front of a crowd. I mean, I'm already an energetic person already, but I mean, I definitely think our crowd is one of the best crowds ever. We have this. I mean, even people know us and we're we don't know them, but we'll see them around campus. We're when's your next game? What time? What time should we be there? And we're we'll tell them. And next thing you know, we'll look up in the stands and they're hey, and they're waving to us. So I mean, this our fans. I mean, thank you. We would y'all drive our energy. Especially in those fifth sets, man. Y'all literally keep us up and you keep us going. And I just want to say thank you. And hopefully we can have fans, you know, not cutouts of people that
Right.
I've seen. But I think, and I'm hoping that we do, we'll definitely have a good crowd. Because, I mean, from what I've heard, everyone's ready to watch us play. Everyone's just
Right.
waiting to get back in the gym and, you know, go crazy in the stands for anyone who's on the court, you know. So I'm so excited and ready to get back in front of the crowd. And
We're excited and ready to see you guys too.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's
been a grind.
it has been a grind.
But
Facts. Big facts.
It's coming.
I mean, it's hard to go through a semester and not have oh, we have a game this on Friday. We got to be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely been a grind.
Yeah, it changes your whole schedule.
Right.
It does,
all the
for
way
sure.
around. So, but Stella, thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
But before you go,
Where you go? Where can the good people find you?
What do you mean? Where they can find me?
On social media.
Oh man, I gotta put that out there.
if you don't want to,
If you don't want to, you
No,
don't
you can
have
tag
to.
me in this later. I mean, you can find me at Stella Valley. That's literally it. Just Stella Valley. That's what everyone calls me besides Ralan. He calls me Stells. But yeah.
I can't be like. I can't be.
I mean,
like
that's
the rest of these
Instagram basically. So I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that. I don't really get on Twitter, so.
Dope.
people. Yeah.
But
Simple
definitely
enough for me.
Instagram, Stella Valley, UMES, go.
Thanks, Stells.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, you guys.
No problem. All right, so
Yeah.
as far as our social media goes, Twitter, Ray_Law12, R_Wardlaw on Instagram, Ralan Wardlaw on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. Facebook and LinkedIn. I can't remember my Snapchat name.
Law of the land.
That's it. Law of the Land on Snapchat.
Gotta remember my own co-host's Snapchat. handle now.
which means that I'm not very
Not
active
on it.
I'm not very active on it, but I'm there. You know, it's on my phone. I'll see it whenever I open the app again.
Yep. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Langston Frazier on Twitter. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I'm at Langston Frazier. You can follow my other podcast, the Langston Frazier Show podcast, wherever you get your podcast. New episodes coming soon. Busy couple weeks. Hopefully this summer we will start to get back into the swing of things. So we shall see.
Absolutely. And for all your news on the Hawks, go to easternshorehawks.com.
Right.
ES Hawks on Instagram, Eastern Shore Hawks on Facebook, ES Hawks Sports on Twitter, and all the teams have Instagrams and Twitters from there.
All that jazz.
And join in on the conversation with us using the hashtag TalkShore and email us at mdtalkshore@gmail.com.
Yeah. If you want to support your Hawks, all the teams, we partner with Route 1 Apparel, based in Townsend, Maryland. So if you want to get your masks, they're like $10. They're online. They're super comfortable. There's 4 different designs. All the proceeds go to Maryland Eastern Shore Athletics. So you can go check them out there. All the teams and our student athletes got one to kind of fight COVID-19. And I think we're going to be wearing masks for a while. And so why not do it in style?
Absolutely, absolutely. And as always, like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're
Right.
on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Play. We're on Anchor. Wherever you listen to a podcast, we
You
are
can
there.
find us.
And for the visuals, you know we're on YouTube. I got to say that twice.
Yeah.
Because
Talk of the Shore podcast on YouTube. That's where you can find this. And also, if you want to check out the podcast, Honing Your Craft with Jason Crafton, the head men's basketball coach, and Fred Baxter, the women's head basketball coach. Eastern Shore Hawks on Facebook and on the website. It's all right there. Episode 5 is coming soon. You don't want to miss it.
Oh, one last quick thing. This is a serious one. Praying for the family of George Floyd. As we all know, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts. But I was talking to my friends yesterday. Initially, I wanted to be really happy, but it was hard for me to like really be like extra happy because
Right.
someone still lost their life. But I am glad it was a step
Progress.
in some type of progress. But still, as we see, there's still so much police brutality, social injustice going on. So, but I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't at least acknowledge and say that we're praying for the George Floyd and his family. And I know even though you feel like some type of accountability or justice, whatever you want to call it, happened in this case, our prayers are still with you. And for everyone else who has been affected by this, by police brutality, and too many names to mention, we don't want to leave anyone out, but we're always thinking about you. So just because that is recent, we want to make sure we give a shout out to that.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In other news or other things, of course, we've all been tested for COVID.
Absolutely.
We are all negative. He has 2 shots. I have 1. Stella has 1. Yeah. So, of course, this podcast is being produced with safety and health protocols in place. Shout out to our in-studio crew for being here, our control room for being here. We appreciate y'all as always. And Mr. Brophy, who's behind the dial today, can we get some Skycam today? Is that possible? There we go. Take us out here.
All right, and as always, my name is Ralan Wardlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier. Folks, we'll see you next week on Talking to Short.
Thanks, everybody.